where you guys are at with the business. How'd you overcome kind of those challenges you just mentioned? And when did you guys go out and raise the first check? Did you guys self-fund? Did you go out and raise institutional capital? Did you raise from existing
No,
investors from
we
your past
raised,
ventures?
together we raised money from institutional investors right away. Given that we were coming out of Heal, it wasn't particularly difficult to do that, right? We probably spent a month or two sort of ideating what the hell this company should be, and then made a deck, and then raised money for it. So it was about a 1 month, that was about a 6-week process overall. And then we did a second half of our seed funding, which was a literally 8-day process, which was awesome, right? That was just, that was really great from a process perspective. That was also the sort of peak of the health tech market boom, which has significantly receded since then, as you probably know. But so it wasn't hard for us to raise money in either of the rounds. I had the opportunity early in my career, after my first startup, to meet Trip Hawkins, who was founder of EA, and he was founding a new company. And I said to him, I said, worth like $100 million, $500 million. I don't know exactly, but very wealthy guy, right? I said, what are you out here schlepping for a couple $1 million for, right? I always thought, hey, I'll do a company with my own money. And he said, it is a test. If I can't find investors to invest in this company, that is itself a telling sign. It's easy to drink your own Kool-Aid, to get high on your own, I'm so great, right? Everything I do is going to be gold. But the fact that you have to go raise money, and it's also easy to be lax with your money. I know someone who is taking a bunch of employees to Hawaii, right? For a junket to a really nice resort, and they can each bring up a significant other, and all expenses paid for a work planning thing. And the point of that is that when I first heard, I'm like, you're spending company money? This is okay. It's like, no, I have enough money. I'm doing this, right? And I was like, if you wouldn't do it with investor money because you'd consider a breach of fiduciary duty, you should never do it with personal money. It's actually easier to be lax with your own money than it is with money investors give you, because you're not accountable to anyone.
I think that is a very valuable lesson to pass on. And I think a lot of founders kind of get confused by that as well. Like, why is this person raising money when they have all the money in the world?
Yeah.
And I say, I hear the exact same story time and time again. It's just like, it's a point of validation. And that's why, go out and raise. And I've also ran into people that went the opposite path. I just got off the phone with a company that, founders came out of a very sizable exit and were self-funding the business to the tune of $13 million of their own capital. And they're only at $50,000 a month of revenue. And now they're trying to go out for outside capital because they burned through all their own personal capital. And they probably could have got market insights and more validation and maybe made more progress if they weren't funding it themselves. They were joking that they were buying a very expensive sports car every single month as far as burning cash.
Well, it's ultimately, I would say this. There are two critical rules, right, that I think are worth following if you are a repeat entrepreneur, and especially if you have money. If you're an entrepreneur, you are risking your time because you're not taking a market wage, right? People like me, who with the amount of years of experience and whatever I have that worked at Google, would be making a 7-figure, mid 7 figures a year, right, with bonus and things. I don't, right? I'm a startup CEO of a seed-funded startup. So either risk your time or risk your money, but don't do both, right? Entrepreneurs should be entrepreneurs, and investors should be investors, right? And the second thing is, investors' money will force you to act with a level of discipline, right? Either the burn is too high, or you nickel and dime it because it's your money, or you go too slow, or you're indulgent of things, or you chase flights of fancy or personal pet projects rather than what you think is the best company, right? And so that is a really important point. It will keep you honest, right? Having investors will keep you honest.
And I think that's probably why you've been successful in raising capital every single year. I'm sure that message resonates with investors that have backed you. And it sounds like those investors have come back to back you time and time again. over the years.